Hi there, Becky here from 168 Fitness. So over the past few weeks I've been helping you to tone up for summer, and I gave you some homework every week in fact. So hopefully you've made a start on your toning goals and doing the homework. If you haven't, then I'd suggest going back to week 1 and starting from the beginning. But if you have been doing it, well done, and hopefully you're feeling the benefits so far. If you're not quite feeling the benefits, you can't really tell, then I'm going to help you to do that, take the next step this week, but also do just keep going. Often I find that it takes about 6 weeks for me to really feel and see the benefits as well by looking in the mirror, and we can usually be quite hard on ourselves, but physically I'm trying to say, it might actually take literally 6 weeks, usually 4 to 6 weeks, but for me personally it tends to be about 6 weeks where it just happens, and I can't really explain it, but I just then can notice the benefits of starting whatever program you're doing, whatever training you have been doing. You will start to feel the benefits around about now, to sort of 6 weeks, well, now to sort of next couple of weeks. So do stick with it, that's the main thing. So this week then, week 4, let's just recap on what I said last week. So where you should have been up to already is adding in those mountain climber intervals, and we're up to 15 repetitions with the 3 different exercises: the squats, the triceps and the sit-ups. And we were doing that on 3 different days, and you got to choose how many rounds you were doing. So this week then, I'm going to give you some choices. We need to progress it a little bit. I guess we don't need to progress it, but it's always good to progress, so that we feel like we're moving forward, we're challenging ourselves, and we're getting all the benefits. So it is good to progress, but as I said before, if you feel like you just want to stay the same, just be consistent, just maintain it, absolutely fine. It's better to be doing that and maintaining the progress you've already made and what you're doing so far. If you feel like it would be too much to progress it, then just keep doing what you've been doing, and I promise you will feel the benefits anyway from doing that. So it is kind of optional to progress it if you want to progress yourself, but if you want to stay the same, that's also fine as well. So if you are going to progress it, then there's 2 different ways we can do it. What I want you to decide is you can either progress it by now upping it to 4 days. So let's say, for example, you've been doing 3 rounds of the mini circuit. So you've got 15 repetitions of each of them, and you've repeated that 3 times through, and you've been doing that 3 days a week, just to confuse things even more. You could increase that to doing it 4 days a week. So 4 of the 7 days in a week, you can be doing that 3 rounds of that mini circuit with the mountain climber intervals, 15 repetitions on each. Okay, that would be a nice little progression for you this week. Alternatively, if you've been doing 3 rounds and you're doing 3 days, as everyone's been doing, you might want to increase it by doing 4 rounds this week. So you would stick with the 3 days, but you would increase it to 4 rounds, and everything else stays the same. So the repetitions still stay at 15, still do the same mountain climber intervals, but you're doing 4 rounds this time, and sticking with 3 days. Okay, so you can either increase the number of days or you can increase the number of rounds, and that will vary according to what you've been doing so far and also your availability as well. So if you find that actually you've only got sort of 3 days of the week where you can fit this in, 2 of those might even be the weekend, then don't look to increase the number of days, because you're not going to magically be able to find an extra day to be able to do this, not unless you change anything else in your schedule. I'm not looking for you to do that. This should just fit in nicely around other things. So you might want to stick with the same days and just increase the number of rounds. However, if your time is quite minimal, say this is taking you 10 minutes and that's all the time you can spare, first thing in the morning or whenever you're doing it at lunchtime or whenever, 10 minutes is the block of time you've got, but you could do that on another day each week, then increase the days to 4 days instead. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm just trying to make this so it's doable for lots of different people. So you can either increase the number of rounds or you can increase the number of days that you do it. Okay, so your choice. exercises stay the same, repetitions stay the same, and keep those mountain climber intervals as well. And the main thing is keep going, and I promise you'll be feeling the benefits now or in the next few weeks. So keep it up, and I'll be back next week with some more top tips.